Taking out Derek from Hong Kong, which was a big scalp for him. And he is from, and let me get it right, Finland, and none other than Kirkkonummi. And his name, ladies and gentlemen, is Jason. Jason, here you are, semi-finals, 1 foot potentially into the final. You watched that match backstage. What did you think?
It was really close. One mistake and it's over.
One mistake made it. Any predictions now for your game that's coming up here? How are you feeling?
I have no idea who's gonna play. I don't know how well my decks are gonna counter him, but we'll see.
You're prepared? You're ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Excellent. Bear with me 1 second. We are going to be bringing up our other Finnish contender coming from Kirava, and I hope I said that right. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for Elfie. Elfie, you are the only one of our semi-finalists that actually took out one of the Finns on the road here. Does that give you any kind of strategic advantage going up against a Finn now?
No.
Absolutely none. How are you feeling having just witnessed that last down-to-the-wire nail-biter?
I'm relieved for sure, but we have to fight on.
Fight on indeed. Guys, are you ready? Come on, guys, are you ready? Guys, please, I ask you to shake hands. Go towards it, have a seat, get ready. Woo. The flames have gone, but it's still warm in here, I can tell you that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We are going into our second semi-final, looking for our second finalists. And in order to do that, I'm going to hand off to the dynamic duo that is Ketchup and Mustard.
Thanks very much, Sean, and we are getting through this. We are down to our final semi-final of the day. The winner of this will go through to the grand finals, who will be playing against Steroidy. Moving in. The question is, are we going to get another set like the one we just had? I hope so. Or is it going to be a clean sweep? I mean, it's really a different dynamic because, like we saw earlier on, Jason causing potentially the biggest upset of the tournament in a very convincing 3-0 fashion, did defeat Derek, who from Hong Kong
he came here to play. I mean, that guy is arguably the best player in the world on the leaderboard. I mean, he's been on top for so long. The game is relatively new and he's been on top for as long as he has. But he comes over here and, although placing really highly, the third seed, does get taken out in the tournament. I mean, he was actually my pick to win, personally. And, you know, I'll eat my words very, very humbly, but what a fantastic display of gameplay from everyone at this tournament so far. And there is really only 2 sets left. This one to decide our second grand finalist and the grand finals themselves. We are at the higher end of this tournament where there is so much money to play for. Once again, for those of you that are just joining us, whoever wins this game will get a minimum of 3,000 euros, and the winner of the entire tournament takes home 10,000. Definitely the bigger end of this pot, of a 15,000 pot which has been supplied.
Now remember,
very generous.
Remember, you guys and girls at home, if you are enjoying what you are watching, Clash Royale is a free-to-play, free-to-download game. So get on your iOS or Android, get onto your store and give it a download. Free to play. It's a relatively new game in terms of competitive life. This is like really the first kind of event that Supercell have done like this.
And these guys are so good already. What's up with that?
Well, the thing is that's it. We went into this with 200 players, including a lot of recognizable and very talented faces in this game. And who have we got on our top 8? Primarily people from Finland, faces we do not recognize, people we don't know, but they are so good, and they've won themselves a tidy amount of euros.
I think that's quite a nice thing about it. We have a lot of basically all the semi-finals, all Finnish players. It's the fact that there's a big comfort zone here, right? Like, once again, this is a lot of these guys' first kind of tournament situation, but people have come from all over the world for this event. But a lot of these guys in Finland, I mean, it's their comfort zone, and they're here to play. Great saying for these guys.
Because I think we are about to get into our first game. We can see Hog Rider already deployed straight up to Aggression. Oh, the minions, but I don't think, wow, the Hog Rider is going to do at least 1 hit, because right as the Hog Rider was spawned, we saw an Elixir Pump put down. So that was kind of like, wow, there we go. There's some more electricity to take out these minions.
Bomb Tower is going to completely ignore those minions, though. Bear in mind, they are airborne units. The question is, it's a matter of being defensive once again. These guys, I mean, that's quite a popular play. It's just kind of sit pretty. One thing we can see Jason go for the Elixir Pump right there just to get that little bit of extra of a bonus, which will mainly help him later on once we reach the double time. But at this point, every little helps.
Now here we go. Here's the Giant. This was kind of like the core of a lot of Jason's pushes, especially against Derek, was just the Hog Rider Giant combo, just this big health. The Giant goes in first and soaks up all the damage, and the Hog Rider does all of the damage to the objective.
We've seen this already. I mean, that tried and tested combination of Giant and Hog Rider, Jason getting so much mileage out of it before. And again, we can look at his units. He has relatively inexpensive units. He has both sorts of goblins. He has the minions good to go. I mean, like, you know, Elfie, my mistake on the other end. These very, very cheap units, which you can basically constantly pump out. So at no point are you ever without any kind of troop unit that can help you stop some kind of push.
Speaking of which, the Hog Rider goes down. Does he have a building ready to distract it? I don't think he does. The Barbarians are going to try and stop, but the Hog Rider going to get one. Oh, just going to die before he gets the second one.
He was like milliseconds away from getting that extra hit, so it's quite evenly balanced right now. Here comes the Bomber again. I like the idea of going for a Bomber because we see a lot of people in this tournament go for the Barbarians, and the Bomber does a great job. Even the Bomber by himself outside of the tower.
But then you chuck a tower into the mix. Going to do. I mean, going to take some serious damage from the Hog Rider, but Barbarians are going to keep him alive. Will they? Yes, the Bomb Tower manages to live to fight another day. Oh, a big push going in. Barbarians and Goblins. Minions going to go through. The Goblins are going to take some of them out, but oh wow, and there's the electricity.
60 seconds left. Here we go. Here comes the double again. Going straight in with the Giant, pushing straight past. The only thing that can do damage right now is those Spear Goblins that aren't going to do a huge chunk of damage by themselves. Good use of the arrows. Going in with the push. This could be the tower, Mustard.
This could be it. The Giant's going to punch it. 1-3-7 life. No, it goes down. Goblins are going to keep him alive. The Barbarians are going to counter this, but just chipping the life away over and over again. The Hog Rider is good. Elfie manages to deploy it. Going to run straight past minions. Wow, the lightning does a lot of damage.
And more importantly, stunning those minions. That's going to be some free damage. But speaking of that, straight in with the counter attack, in with another Giant. Here comes the Bomb Tower just to try and get those single units by themselves. And once again, more importantly, distracting that Giant from taking out that tower, which is very weak at this point.
Now, up until this point, Jason's been saving the Giant before it attacks. Is it going to survive? The arrows aren't doing much damage. Giant goes through.
Great stun there. Might have saved a couple of
things ahead, but that's going to go. 10 seconds.
8, 7, just in this situation. These Hog Riders going to try and go behind enemy lines. A fireball just to try and do some of that damage, but at this point does not matter. Now, really, really well played from Jason. And again, the Giant is what did it.
Now Jason's just doing a terrific job of just keeping himself composed, because right then, if he didn't put those Barbarians down exactly where he did when he did it, the Hog Rider would have pushed through them, snuck past them, and then killed the tower. The fact that he managed to deploy early enough to body block the Hog Rider before he could get close enough to damage the tower is what saved that match for him.
Now, right now, no one really has actually had an answer for that Giant push. I mean,
like, see, Jason, favorite card Giant, we're seeing why it's doing incredible amounts of work right now.
Well, he definitely picked his favorite card as the Giant for a reason, and what we're seeing right now is it put in so much work. I mean, we've seen so much Hog Riders, but now you've got Jason who takes the Hog Rider and pairs it with the Giant. I mean, that's not a particularly fun combo to deal with.
It's working though. I mean, we are seeing buildings in an attempt to distract it, but then you've got two amazing building destroyers in the Hog Rider and the Giant. If they're both part of a push, they are together going to annihilate any building they come into contact
with. Now, with this level of downtime, always brings a deck change. Always. I mean, when these guys, they don't opt to go straight back in, it's because that you have so much creativity. Once again, to remind you guys at home, these guys have been given the same cards that are a set level for balance. They all have access to the same stuff, so these guys will constantly try and switch around their decks to try and give themselves the best chance possible.
They all have the same cards at the same level, but it's up to them how they craft those cards into up to 3 decks that they can then take with them onto the stage.
Well, Jason's the only player in this top 8 that has favored the Giant as much as he has. You know, I mean, everyone has had the chance to use the Giant, but he is the only one that has chose to specialize with that and make it such a key part of every single push he goes for.
But it's basically just, you know, just comboing the cards and the units together. Yes, the Giant is doing a lot of work, but without the Hog Rider, it wouldn't be anywhere near as effective, and vice versa. It really is proving to be a good strategy. The question is, if he's doing it in... Basically, this is the same deck he used, I believe. I could be wrong, but the Giant Hog Rider combo is basically what he used against Derek. And if it wins him this set, are the Grand Finals going to be ready for that kind of combo? That's proving so effective so far.
It's a matter... I mean, these guys have been watching each other's games. There's always going to be a matter of preparation. I mean, these guys are free to take as many notes as they want leading into these matches. And as you can see right here, putting in a lot of thought into this next match. I mean, this is probably one of the longer breaks we've had, but it's because we are so far into this tournament and there is so much more to play for. I mean, Jason's been given a nice amount of comfort right now. He is 1 game up. He has to win 2 games. You know, Elfie has to win 3. He's still yet to make a scratch in this score bracket so far. So he has to really think about whether his deck is going to be the right choice for this situation.
So just for those of you watching at home, we are using a new observer mode in the game, a new spectator mode, which shows us what cards the players have used what they have deployed in that match, but we cannot see the cards they are yet to play or the cards that are in their hand. So we're there's a lot of speculation going on as to what we see they have, what they might have in their hand, what they've used, but we don't see them until they deploy them. So some players are keeping cards until the very last second.
We have seen a fair amount of people saving the rocket until the final minute. So I mean, you know, anything is possible at this point, especially with this such high level of play going on right now with both of these players.
But that's what excites me, though. This is, without a doubt, amazing level of play for this game. The game is quite young, it's quite new, but being played like this already for Clash is really promising.
A lot of the best players in the world are here right now. You know, I mean, what example could you want? I mean, so many amazing players have been here to play, and once again, 200 people were here this evening. Fantastic turnout with just these guys left to play. Now, he's still thinking. I mean, this is a strong decision. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you potentially lose and go, should I have made this decision? Should I have gone with this card? Should I have gone for that deck?
But the problem is, if you change your deck and you counterpick deck and then lose again, what have you got left? You've lost with 2 decks, multiple decks. Do you go to a third and then put yourself in a situation when you are locked to that deck for the rest of the set? Or do you stick with your guns and try and get it out?
Okay, so it looks like both these players are good to go. We're going to be switching the gameplay as soon as possible. Now, this has been a long break, so he's going to be thinking long and hard about the decision he's just made here. Straight into the cannon. Haven't seen that before.
So he's just going to put it down defensively right now just to keep himself safe, but Jason might just wait it out to lose some
don't
health.
know whether using that immediately was a fantastic idea. I mean, like, it's definitely an answer for the Giant, you know, to pump out damage to that Giant and the Inferno Tower. This is some hard countering towards the Giant. He does not want to deal with this push.
Really good stuff. The cannon's losing most of its health naturally. We see left the Barbarians go through. I do think the Barbarians, are they going to get destroyed or are they going to win this fight? It looks like with the tower shooting them constantly, they are going to go down.
And the question is, as well, will the Inferno Tower reach from this range?
Oh, there's another cannon going in. Hog Rider's going to go straight for it. The question is, does the Hog Rider go for the Inferno Tower after this? Yes, he does, but the Inferno Tower's going to make short work of him.
Now, the immediate change that we can see Elfie's gone for is more defensive buildings that can just pump out damage.
But he's still losing on tower health. That's the problem. And we can see Jason does have these elixir pumps just constantly giving him resources. Hog Rider goes through, minions aren't going to stop him. He's going to get a couple of hits before he dies.
That was actually a really smart use of the lightning there. I mean, the minion army is... They've all pretty much one hit from dead, so not going to do that much damage, if any, to that left-hand tower. So just getting that poke to try and put the momentum in his favor. I mean, there's only a mere few hit points separating both these... Well, right as I say that, they take more damage, but, you know,
the Giant is going to get him. But is that cannon too far to the left? But the Inferno Tower is going to block it. At the very least, Giant's going to go straight for the tower at least. Going to take some serious damage from it, though. Yeah, he is going to get absolutely mauled by the Inferno Tower.
Big damage on the Giant right there. But once again, I mean, we do find ourselves in a very, very kind of neutral situation. He's going to pop another one of those elixir pumps to just try and give himself the biggest benefit possible. I like the idea that he's used it right now because you have 5 seconds until his elixir will start doubling in speed, giving him bigger pushes and more units at a much faster rate. Here we go.
Hog Rider manages to sneak through, does another 2 hits. Basically, every 2 hits is taking about...
push.
Every 2 hits from the Hog Rider is taking about a quarter life away from the total tower's health. So getting that twice, it's already half dead. But this is such a huge push. The Barbarians go straight for the tower. The Giant is keeping the Inferno Tower busy, so the Barbarians get some nice damage down.
That was a good amount of poke, but in this situation, Jason's still on the back foot. I mean, he has got less tower health. Here comes the Hog Rider. He's going to completely ignore his minions. Take a chunk of damage. Is he going to get 1 hit? No, he isn't. Tries to go in for the lightning just to go for that delay. Here comes the Giant push once again. We've seen it so many times before. Barbarians going in. This is going to be a big fight in the left lane.
But be careful now. We see the Inferno Tower just went down. The question is, does Elfie have the buildings left? The Giants are just going straight past them, and they all
could have
die.
been a game-changing arrow. Here we go.
This is it. The Fireball's not going to kill it. The Giant going to keep punching. Wow, 2 more hits is going to take the tower
He's
down.
not going to
more.
stop. Here comes more of a base race going in. Has anything that can stop it? The Giant's going to take the tower. And once again, just like that,
wow.
Hog Rider gets taken out. And it looks very much like Jason is going to be taking another
second Giant, just for good measure.
Giants, man, they're doing it. They're putting in the work.
The not-so-gentle Giant's going to take 2 games up in the set. I mean, that was after a deck swap as well. Jason is just sticking with his guns. Giant is Jason right now.
Well, the thing is, the deck change has been beneficial, but right there at the end where it almost at that point didn't matter. I mean, so much beef that was going in, because obviously let's not forget that it's not just a matter of having the fact that you've got a Giant there. You've also got Barbarians that can soak up extra damage.
And the Hog Rider.
Everyone's using this Hog Rider tonight, and it's putting in a lot of work.
it's just working so well for him, Jason. I actually think Jason's got one of my favorite ways of playing that we've seen all evening. It's kind of breaking the mold. I don't know how popular the Giant is on the actual game client. I know, like, sort of researching this event, I haven't really seen it used too much leading into this tournament, but it's making such a big impact.
I think maybe that's one.
Oh, you have confetti landing on you.
Oh, do I?
It's yellow.
It's right in front of me. How about that? Now, it's also a level of, like, the fact that we haven't really seen loads of people opt to go for the Giant means that there's always the chance you can throw people off. I mean, he's been using it so much, and it's so crucial to his deck, but it's like you just said. Now, the thing we did see was elfe take a lot of time. I mean, just like right now, where he's thinking about maybe switching out decks, and he said, what happens if he takes all this time to switch his deck out, but then he loses again? What do you do? And then in this situation,
if that happens this time, the set's over.
Now, this is the dangerous situation because he's already attempted to go for a deck switch to deal with this Giant, and it didn't work in game 2 either. So this is a stressful situation to be in for elfe right now, no doubt about it.
Okay, so they're both waiting for some elixir to build up. Remember, you do have a finite amount of resources to deploy. Big push coming in from elfe, Barbarians, and the Hog Rider. Lightning is good on the minions, but they're going to survive.
That was actually a very crucial lightning going straight past both those, just like that. Big damage on the tower. If he can keep that push going, he's going to be in a great situation. But here comes the counter-attack. I mean, that was an expensive push, but he is going to save the bomb tower. I like the idea of using the bomb tower because it's a distraction, but because he attacks an AoE, big splash damage to handle these troop pushes that he's been going for.
What do you think happened there, though? Because Jason kind of just didn't defend. He put some minions down, but nothing more. Do you think he thought that was enough?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. The Giant is going to take that tower out, but not before the Barbarians make short work of him. Here comes the troop push that we see so many times.
Barbarians on Goblins, on Spear Goblins. Literally a mirror match in the lane right now, but we see the tower's not close enough to damage them either. Barbarians didn't take that much damage. They are going to get a little bit closer. Question is, does the tower take any poke here?
Fight's definitely going to do a good job of just stalling the match. And he gets a couple of spears. I mean, that might add up by the end of the game.
And the Hog Rider's good. Question is, does Jason have anything to defend? The minions, they didn't do it enough last time. Is this tower gone? Oh, no, just in time. They did manage to move on.
We see that quite a lot where, I mean, it's almost like his reactions have been quite late with that minion army where he sees the Hog Rider but almost puts it too late to the point where the Hog Rider's already ran straight past them.
But you're always micromanaging your elixir, so maybe it's a question of, if I wait a couple more blocks, I'll be able to deploy this after, but if he waits too long, then his tower takes damage. He's down 660 health right now on his left tower. That's quite a dangerous situation to be in, especially when you're 2 games up. You don't want that momentum to go out of your favor.
Back at this neutral situation, but once again the bomb. I mean, that's one of the extra elements of the Hog Rider that you can kind of outrun those bombs. And here comes a big push, 60 seconds left. This is where things are going to double. This is the dangerous point again for elfe.
Also, can we talk about how when it's Hog Rider and Giant, they're completely separate, but the Giant goes in first to take the aggro. When it's Barbarians and Giant, the Giant is always placed inside the Barbarian.
Very unfortunate placement though, because the Giant went completely past both those units, and he's going to be sitting really pretty right now. Is the Giant going to be able to solo this tower?
There is no way he's going to go down before that will do it. The Goblins aren't going to be enough to stop him. He is just marching on.
30 seconds to play defensive. And if you can defend that tower damage for 30 seconds, he's going to move on into grand finals.
That was all down to perfect minion placement. He managed to put the Barbarians around the Giant. So the Giant was just walking with a wall of Barbarian units around him.
That's just positioning, and that's high-level placement that you will only see at this level of the game.
This might be game. 10 seconds left. I don't think that's enough. This could be it. The Giant's going to go in. The Giant's taking all the aggro from the Goblins.
So smart, deploying it so that the Hog Rider has no follow-up. Running in, going for the Giant. He's going to take all of that damage.
Another 3-0. Jason is officially the most dominant player going into grand finals. Has not dropped a single match on his way. Not one match has this individual lost.
And let's not forget that Jason took out Derek as well. This guy has been on a tear this evening.
Absolutely incredible stuff. Guaranteeing himself 3,000 euros. Commiserations to elfe. Managed to make his way to 4th today, where he's going to walk away with 1,000 euros. So not walking away empty-handed. But that does leave us with Steroidy and Jason as your 2 finalists.
This has been kind of insane. I mean, very rarely, I mean, every time we've seen people play so far, it's been they have a set deck which has been countered. Whereas in this situation, elfe, he tried so hard to counter
so
that
did Derek.
deck.
Jason's deck is just not able to be countered right now. He is just managing to keep himself together with one deck. One deck survived multiple from Derek. One deck survived multiple from elfe. This guy is unstoppable right now.
Didn't Jason say in his very first interview, I kind of just have my way of playing, and he's basically said, I've got my way of playing, and I'm just going to do that. I don't really have
It's
counters.
working.
He said basically like, I don't really have like much counters good to go. I'm just going to kind of go there and do my thing. He's gone in and strolled in and done his thing, and has strolled all the way into grand finals with his thing. So he's definitely doing something right. I mean, great situation to be in.
It's absolutely dominant performance, but that's what I like to see. My favourite thing about today by far has been the unpredictability and the diversity in the decks and the cards we're seeing played. It just does a really good job of just showing exactly what Clash Royale is all about, which is like having a strategic mind, using things at the right time, knowing what cards are available, knowing what counters what, how much elixir it all costs. There's a little bit more going on than you might think, but the game at its core is a very simple concept.
I think what I really like though is the level of customization, because again these guys have had access to the same cards. It's about decks that make them feel comfortable, and clearly this giant deck does make Jason feel very comfortable. Speaking of Jason, we do have an interview lined up before he goes into grand final, so take it away, Sean.
Thank you so much, guys. Wow. From a game that went all the way down to the wire to what can only be described as a 3-0. Jason, congratulations.
Thank you. Feels amazing.
Jason. Come on, guys. This is Jason. Jason, you said from the start that you want to play your way, your deck, the way you like it, and it seems to be working. What's really working for you here?
It's probably just the experience with the deck, and that's it probably.
How many games was it with this deck?
Couple thousand.
Couple thousand with this deck. There you go, pro tip number one. Couple thousand games with your deck, you'll be getting there. You are now a finalist. You are guaranteed to go home with a minimum of 3,000 euros, but you of course have a chance to take home that 10,000. Is that something that's in your mind right now?
At this point, I don't really care who wins. Would be nice if I win, but I don't care.
Are you having fun?
I'm having fun.
Now, of course, there were 200 hopefuls that came in here today. Come step up for 1 second, sir. Or stay. That's fine. I was just gonna, come on, be careful over here on the thing.
Yeah.
Very quickly, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm disappointed for sure, but he was better, so what can you do? That giant!
Round of applause, come on guys. I'm gonna let you go back, of course. Jason, 200 hopefuls entered in. You're now in the final two. Is that something you imagined when you woke up this morning?
No, not at all.
So what's going to be the game plan now going in, knowing that you're up against Steroidi 69?
I don't think I'm going to reveal my game plan for this.
Don't reveal the game plan. Keep it secret.
Thank you.
Thank you. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. From 5 matches, ladies and gentlemen, down to just 3, needing to find our